Dr. Pascal Colombani, you're the special envoy to South Africa to really guide the French government on the nuclear bid to win 9,600 megawatts of nuclear energy in South Africa. And today is also the 5th anniversary of Fukushima. What is it about nuclear that is still so important in the world, and what are the big security and safety issues that in particular France has tried to address since that tragic day?
Well, what I would like to say is that when you talk about nuclear, of course, there are several topics that need to be addressed. First of all, what's absolutely necessary is that anything that has to do with nuclear has to be treated with the most stringent constraints on ethics, on compliance, and on transparency. This is the first thing. You need to have a safety authority which is fully independent from the utilities, and in fact this is what you have in South Africa, that I know because I've met the CEO of the safety authorities in your country. And this is one key. The other key, of course, is also technology. Technology is improving and becoming safer and safer. I mean, the plants that were damaged in Fukushima were kind of old technology plants. Now we know how to do better, which does not mean that something might not happen, but we have to limit the risk as much as we can. And I think we have now all the elements to make that risk absolutely minimal.
In France, which South African media have toured this week, we have seen a lot of skills and education programs really aimed at helping the French people get expertise to run nuclear sites more safely and to continue that journey in nuclear. In your bid to help South Africa get into the nuclear world, what aspects of this would you want to partner and bring to South Africa?
Well, first of all, South Africa is not exactly a virgin in terms of nuclear, because you already have the plant at Koeberg, which is fairly similar to the plants that we are running today in France. It's one of them. And there has long been a very close partnership between the utilities, between EDF in France and Eskom in South Africa. In fact, your plant in Koeberg is one of the best 900 megawatts of the worldwide fleet. So there is knowledge in South Africa. You have great universities. I know that some universities have been designated as the centers of excellence for nuclear engineering. We will be looking at building a partnership on developing skills and competencies that will last over many decades, many years, because when you build a nuclear plant, you build it for 40 to 60 years, and you have to develop the skills for that kind of period of time and even longer. So we will be looking at developing that partnership, of which we benefit also, because we build nuclear plants, but if you don't build nuclear plants all over the world, then those skills may become you have the risk of becoming obsolete. With building nuclear plants in a close partnership with South Africa, that will not happen, I'm pretty sure.
How would the French ensure that South Africa can afford this, to ensure that the consumers don't have electricity prices going through the roof? And I understand nuclear is supposed to be cheap, but 9,600 megawatts is quite big. So how would a funding model be worked to ensure that the South African people aren't further burdened by financial strains?
Well, I would say that first of all, South Africa is the only country that has got low growth and financial problems. We know that, so that's one point, of course, that has to be taken into consideration. But at the same time, I know from the people I've been talking to in South Africa that first of all, you have a fairly ambitious energy production policy, which will encompass nuclear, of course, but also other sources of energy, including renewables and so on. I think this policy makes a lot of sense. Speaking of nuclear, it's very clear also what I understand, and it's that it will be a phased implementation of nuclear. You are not going to implement right away 9600 megawatt. It's going to be, maybe you will start with 1 or 2 nuclear plants, and then the rest will come over a period of years. So that means that the financial burden will be spread over a long time also. We are rather familiar with those problems because we have been, as you know, France has been exporting our technology to other countries. Each country is a special case. There is the UK case, there is a China case, there is the Turkey and so on, but so each Turkey is a special case, but most of the time, all of the time actually, we found the right solution.